Aloha and welcome to Betty's Real Estate Corner, brought to you by Sakamoto Properties, where prestige is our business, reputation our foundation. Thanks for tuning in with us today. I have here in the studio two people, one who's been here before, Elizabeth Quayle, who's one of our ace agents at Sakamoto Properties, and she's going to fill you in on a lot of real estate information. And also here today is Jeff Rogers, who heads up the Lahaina High School Foundation. And there's a couple of issues that we need some help with in Lahaina, that we want to ask for everyone, and we're going to do this as we kind of go along, but we kind of want to ask everybody, every Lahaina High School graduate, to think about this and to help out with a couple of funding things that are really needed and that we're going to have to work on in the next several months. I mean, I was going to say the next year, but I think a couple of them are critical, and we really want to talk to you about that today. So maybe Jeff, maybe you would say a little quick hello, and then Elizabeth, and then we'll get ourselves down to some business here.
Hello everyone, and I'd like to thank Betty Sakamoto for having me here today to bring the message to you about the needs of Lahaina High School, which are many, but mine are somewhat focused because of the work that the foundation does at the high school. And right now our big project is, of course, the athletic stadium.
And the athletic stadium, just so you know, we had gotten some amazing funding, but as we're coming down to the wire, it's gotten a little bit difficult because there was some epic delays, it seemed like, with building permits, and then some ADA requirements that complicated things. And then, of course, every time anything gets delayed, the cost starts going up. And in a minute, I'll ask Jeff to tell us some of the people, because a lot of people that have worked on it have been very, very gracious to put in a lot of time and a lot of energy that isn't being billed, but we still need to pay a lot in order to finish up. There's 3,000, basically, I would say, concrete seats that are going in right now. But as we come to the end of it, we definitely are going to need somewhere, let's say, pushing $500,000. And we're hoping, and that may be the high side, but we're really hoping to get a lot of help from the community. And again, if each Lahaina Luna graduate, or a little while ago, I was going to say all of the Lunas for life, which is not only the Lahaina Luna graduates, but people like myself that have become the Lahaina Luna graduate wannabes. So again, we're going to, as we go along right now, we're going to ask you for some help on this. But meanwhile, I think Elizabeth Quayle over here needs to say hello, and we're going to remember that it is a real estate show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you, Jeff. Very, very lucky to be here. Oh, I need to get closer to the mic. My husband's going to love that one.
Excellent.
Let's talk about a couple of wonderful things. So often you have people stop by the office or an open house and get a little intimidated because we're such a spectacular location, and things do tend to be pricier than in some places in the nation. Rest assured that there is really something for everybody, and you don't have to go all the way around the island or the world to find it. You can find things in Napili for as affordable as $75,000 for a little ocean view, 1-bedroom leasehold unit, and obviously on up to the plantation estates and all of those fabulous listings that our office tends to market as well. Right now, housing under $1 million, West Maui, challenging. We have, and actually Betty, you and I have one co-listed in Lahaina town on Ainakea Street there. Beautiful little home, not little. It is 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a huge den, incredible ocean views from the tip of Lanai all the way up through Molokai. You can see Kanapali Point breaking from this great little plantation home, listed at $874,000. Then you have things, for example, in Napili, very close to our little modest home in Napili Hau, up in Halinoho. A great little 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath home. $630,000. If you built up, you would have incredible ocean views from it.
You know, the one that you're just mentioning on Aina Kea, it really is an amazing home because it's really a short walk down to the Waiakuli Beach Park. And that is one of the most fun community parks, I think, in the world. When our kids were young, you know, let's say between 10 and 14 or something, but even as they kept growing from those ages, we spent a lot of time there barbecuing, getting down there early, getting our space, playing frisbee, in and out of the water, games, barbecue, hot dogs, hamburgers. So Waiakuli is a great location.
It's so close to, you know, Baby Beach, the cannery. Very integrated neighborhood, really gives you a taste of what our life is here.
And anybody could have that home.
Absolutely.
You know, like we've dealt a lot, and I think these homes, it would be nice if they stayed owner occupant, and it does get more difficult as prices change. But it is also, a lot of the stuff, it could be a second home. And I think what you said before, Elizabeth, about the small places in Napili, you know, sometimes somebody just wants to be able to come here and retire, and that works too.
Absolutely.
You know, just so we don't skip by without doing this, you can reach us at Sakamoto Properties at 808-669-0070. Check out our website, which has all of these properties on it, which is sakamotoproperties.com. Find us on Twitter at Maui Sakamoto, and connect with us using hashtag Betty Maui Radio. And again, let's get back for a minute to Lahaina High School, and we're probably going to drift around a little from one thing to another, so I hope we don't get too confusing about it. But what Jeff is saying, and what we all want to say for the high school, there's some really important needs that cannot be met by our government. That's not going to be met by state funding or county funding or anything, because there's a lot of needs, and I think the next few years are going to be hard for everything that's become a contribution. But we can't all write off our contributions to these things. The website for Lahaina High School is lahainalunahighschoolfoundation.org. And I think you could maybe fill us in a little about if somebody is thinking Lahaina Luna, the foundation, they could call one of us. You know, you can reach me and I'll fill you in a lot of the needs. You could call Jeff. You want to give us your number also?
The office number is 661-5332, but feel free to call me on my cell at 214-2839.
And then again, you can actually even make a donation online. You know, the football field, which is not just football, it's soccer, it's track, it's become everything. And it's one of the finest football fields in the nation, believe it or not. It's the same football field that the Dallas Cowboys have. So our field now is second to nothing. But we want to be able to invite people there. We want teams to come there. We want to host someday a Baldwin game, which I think is still a little bit of a dream because that can be so many people. But we will be able to, hopefully by the next football season, be able to have 3,000 people in the stands there. And Lahaina people won't always have to go across the island to see a football game. The soccer kids have been playing soccer there. There's so much really happening, but we need to get it finished, and that's really, we're calling out to all of you to help us get it finished.
And I do want to thank everybody that has already donated, and especially the Brick Paver program that we have. And I just sent in probably won't be the last order, but the third order. And looking at the books, it appears that through that effort, through our Brick Paver program, the donors, have generated about $100,000 towards the athletic stadium. There may be a future availability where we can offer the Brick Pavers again, but for now, if you wanted to donate to the stadium, the best way to do that is on our website. Use any of the donate buttons. I hope you take your time and go investigate the website, but you hit any of the donate buttons and it'll take you to our donate page. It's completely safe and encrypted, and you can put wherever you want the money to go. If you want it in the athletic stadium, you just put on other as to where you want the money to go, and then in the comment box, just put the athletic stadium. And if you're listening today, if you could mention that you heard this on the Sakamoto radio program, I would appreciate that.
It's important, obviously, for anybody doing these things. I said, I'm not so sure that we're going to get people that are going to donate today, but I think if you all start thinking about it, because the needs are so varied. The other issue that's going to be coming up again, and most of you that are Lahaina Luna graduates know this, and here's another one to ask not just the graduates, but ask the boarders. I mean, I think the boarders are the lifeblood of the school. When I've been at class reunions with my husband, Roy Sakamoto, there's always a group that are kind of there that seem to have a special, amazing bond, and they're the boarders. And when it's said with reverence. I mean, the boarders at Lahaina Luna have truly, I think most of the people that graduated have become friends for life, but it's different. The boarders are family, totally family for life. And there's been frightening things that have come up over the last few years about not being able to keep the boarder program going. Or there's been a thing happening where, and I don't know if it's straightened out yet, and Jeff can tell us, but the boarders have had to leave the school at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, which is usually the day that they're at the school, cleaning up their things, getting their laundry done, getting their homework done, and getting ready for Monday. But they've had to leave from 8 o'clock to basically close to 5 o'clock because there wasn't enough money to have people there. And then a lot of these kids don't have family here. So it's been a community problem also for the Sunday thing. Has anything got straightened out on that, Jeff?
Well, as far as I know, it hasn't been resolved. But I do want to let people know that the foundation is not doing anything as far as funding of that particular need with the boarders. But if you wanted more information on that, excuse me, the best thing to do would probably go to the Boarders Association Facebook page and contact those people through the Boarders Association to find out more information on that.
Okay. I mean, at some point, it could be possible for the foundation to assist, couldn't it?
Well, we're there to assist in whatever programs and needs there are at the high school.
Okay. Well, again, the first need right now is the one that we're talking about, and let's do our best. I mean, anybody that can make a contribution. I've often thought if you could get every Lahaina Luna High School graduate to donate $10, $20, and I'm sure a few people would be able to donate substantially more. But if we could just get everybody doing something, the stadium would get completed in a flash. Now, again, just think about it. If you're listening to this today, think about making some sort of a donation on it. Well, somehow though, I'm sorry about this, but I still think we've got a little bit of real estate to do here.
Well, I did want to add, not just graduates and alumni, but those of us, or those of you who have been coming for years and years and look up the mountain and see the big L up there, and drive up to the high school and actually look down on our incredible coastline and outer islands. We are so lucky. We are so blessed, and we really do need to work as a community to make certain that these really important and vital issues are handled. We're very family oriented, and really it is imperative that everybody is aware of all of these needs.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that probably a lot of people have never known was that every football game has been played at the War Memorial Stadium for a long time until this started, until this field got completed, which is 2 years, Jeff?
The first phase, which was the new athletic field and the track and the scoreboard, was completed in 2010, so it's been a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I'll say it seems like yesterday. And there have been some amazing people that have helped us. Sue Cooley has stepped up and really done some amazing things for Lahaina Luna. And one of the things that's always mattered to her is that she always talks about the fact that the community and the other donations are probably as important or more important, as she looks at it, than somebody that's able to make a huge donation. Because it says that the community, it really matters to them. So she believes that the $5, the $10, the kids at the school that have put together donations over the years, that is as vitally important as someone that can donate millions. But it is a thrill to go up there, and anybody here on vacation, that if you drive up to the high school and take a peek at the field, you'll realize that all of the people that are taking care of you here on Maui, all of the people that work in the hotels and in the restaurants and everything that services your needs, almost all of these people went to Lahaina High School. And there's some amazing people. They're bright, they're brilliant. There's doctors and lawyers and Indian chiefs, and there's everything that you could think of. There's real estate salespeople. And again, there are the people that are working hard in the restaurants and the hotels, and you'll figure it out if you just ask somebody, did you go to Lahaina High School, or do you know anyone that went to Lahaina High School? Lahaina High School is our community. It's not just a school that's up on the hillside with a huge L. And the L signifies so much too. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Well, I know that the L was put up there in 1931 to celebrate their 100th anniversary. Well, that might not be the case.
Well, it's close
yeah,
enough.
That was a trick question, and
Sorry
I
about
apologize
that.
for any misinformation. But and I can't remember when the L was put up there, but the school was started in 1831, and I'm not sure when the L was put up there. But
Well, the biggest thing about the L is that actually at the beginning of the school year, I believe the freshmen go up there, and or there's a group of alumni that go up at one or the other time, so that by the time they're getting ready for graduation, they'll go up and they redo the L so that it becomes, you'll notice it will become so much more visible. In the night of graduation, they go up there. Now, my stories don't have to be gospel, but I sure love it all, and I think there's so many fun, wonderful stories about Lahaina High School. But they go up there, and I would say kind of with torches, so as they're singing the alma mater, which is something that matters, again, to our whole community, as they sing the alma mater, it's torched. I mean, it is lit up, the huge L up there in the mountains. It is one of the most, at graduation, when my daughter, Julie Ahu Flynn Sherlock, graduated, I was up there, and there's not a parent up there that doesn't end up in tears by the time they're singing the alma mater and the L is ablazing. So again, Lahaina High School, there's so many amazing things that people should know. Do you know that the high school was used as a hospital during World War II?
I didn't know that.
Okay, during World War II, my father-in-law happened to have been in the hospital. He had broken his leg or ankle playing baseball. And at the same time, his wife, my mother-in-law, ended up going into labor with my husband. So he was born at Lahaina High School. And the hospital was being used by servicemen, so there really was no space. But the Lahaina High School apparently became somewhat of a hospital for a brief, let's call it a brief shining moment, where they did their civic duty for all of us. You know, again, quick things so that we don't forget and that we get you to contact us. Check out SakamotoProperties.com, 808-669-0070. Take a look at, you can do the Twitter at Maui Sakamoto, hashtag Betty Maui Radio, and Lahaina High School Foundation.org. So we're saying a whole lot of things. We're kind of running through it quickly, and before we know it, we'll have to get off the air. But let's just kind of maybe take a run back through here again. Elizabeth, you've had a couple of really amazing properties at Napili Ridge, and I don't know if there are any right now.
You know what? I'm actually going to have a one-bedroom fee simple upstairs unit completely remodeled there on Broker's Caravan tomorrow. So if you're out and about, come by and stop by. It's open to the public. 259,000 fee simple, one bedroom. Just look at what's out there, and it's a magical spot.
What's the unit number?
A12.
A?
A is in Adam.
Okay.
12. That particular property, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, sits on the watershed which goes down to Honokiana Cove. So you have this beautiful green belt in front of you, And every single building except for the C building, the upstairs units have ocean views. 132 units, 1 bedrooms and studios, cinder block construction, 2-story, very simple, great little pool area, good association.
And very well managed. The association very well managed.
Yeah, it's just one of those little, almost everybody in our office lived there at one point when they were younger. So it's a great starter property.
It is a
Very
great starter.
property.
Hey, I just thought of another Lahaina High School thing. We were going to try to get Lanny Tejada here and couldn't be here today, but I think, and his son, Garrett Tejada. I was at a meeting a while ago of the Lahaina Foundation where we were talking about what's going on with the stadium. And I loved seeing the respect because there were contractors there. It was an amazing group of people to me, but the thing that mattered the most to me was to listen. If somebody addressed Lanny Tejada, it was Coach. It was Coach. His son was there, Garrett. When someone addressed Garrett, it was Coach because he is the coach today. And Lanny will always be attached, but we're going to get Lanny on here one of these days, and when he does a shout out to all of you, I think you're going to see to it that Coach Tejada gets everybody making some sort of a contribution. Lanny Tejada is one of the people that's been the backbone of this whole drive, and there's a lot of people, but I just admire Lanny Tejada more than I could ever say, and when he speaks, people do listen. And he's given so much to the high school of his life. He also, retired from the police force here on Maui, where again, he gave of himself, he gave of his family life. He is amazing. So consider that Lanny is asking you this, but I promise you, he will come on the radio or be available if anybody needs some questions answered. But again, Lanny Tejada is asking you, as I am, Betty Sakamoto, Jeff Rogers, and right down to a little more real estate from Elizabeth Quayle.
Okay, let's just talk about one other great little listing that I have, and I shouldn't say little. This property gave me an education back in the year 2000. It was a duplex off of Hui Road F. 3-bedroom, 2-bath with den, double car garage, attached units. We had it condominiumized. So this particular listing is 1/2 of the property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath with den, beautiful ocean views, Napili, no maintenance fees, shared water meter. So if you're looking for a condo where you can step away the rest of the year, but it's a home, beautiful location, beautiful views, 91A Hui Road F, listed at $814,000.
And again, you're walking to a beach from there. You're walking to a fabulous beach in Napili. Well, we've now got the 2-minute warning, so let us see if we can get Jeff with one more thing about Lahaina Luna. Any factoid?
Well, something I find interesting, but and because we've mentioned the borders, our architect throughout this whole thing, and
Yes.
He's been quite a big help, Dennis Harmon of Harmon Architects.
Yay.
Absolutely, Dennis Harmon.
He was a boarder at Lahaina Luna and was one of the coaches, coached my sons in football, great guy, and that's kind of a full circle thing, and just thought I'd mention that, kind of an interesting fact.
And he has given of himself over and over and over.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, he's done homes at Pineapple Hill, at the Plantation Estates, and I'm sure he's done them in Waiakuli and down in Lahaina.
Yeah.
He's
And
not
he's
too
our
big
next
for
door
anything.
neighbor.
And he's our next door neighbor at our office. I think we now got to really be winding down. Danny Couch is coming back on with a little bit of I Love Hawaii, and if anyone doesn't own a Danny Couch album, I think you ought to. So check out Danny Couch, DannyCouch.com. Aloha.
Aloha, and thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Betty.